playing music is an interesting thing because music itself is a practice, and it can be a very private practice, a very deep inner practice. And then performing music is a different one. And when I first started performing music, I would get a lot of anxiety, and I had to. It was again a real ego training because I had to basically through practice train my body and self and voice to allow like a bigger power to come through and to not be in the way, and for it not to need to be this like back and forth, but simply just sort of being a channel for it. And I think I've experienced that in terms of other forms of practice too, where it's really just it's like cleaning. It's like if our windows get too foggy, the light doesn't come through as well. And the practice is not necessarily the action itself so much as like keeping it clean, and keeping the channels nice and clear and, not too many cobwebs and, not too many hurdles and so, in terms of that, what I was sharing is like, that's how it started for me, was that thing of anxiety and performing. And it was this whole like back and forth thing. And then when I discovered how to like train my own ego and just be and just let it come through, there suddenly too was much more humor about it and much more joy in the process. And when mistakes, there was like a tipping point. I wish I could look back and go, oh, it was then. But I don't know. I don't know when exactly it happened. But I now, like for many years now, it's like if mistakes are made, just laugh. It's okay. Move on. And the fact is, like, the crowd responds more to that than they would to what the mistake was. I used to like beat myself up when a mistake was made. And we're not just talking about on the musical performance front. We're talking about like, in spiritual practice or whatever. Like if there was a mistake made, I would be like, oh, so angry at myself, and like beat myself up over it. And then there was that tipping point and I'm just like, oh, that's funny. Look at what just happened, and I can just, it just becomes part of like the deeper understanding of it. And there has to be humor.
Thanks for listening. If you've enjoyed this content and think others might as well, please feel free to share and subscribe.